there's just some corners you cannot put on guys. Like, is this guy going to be able to match up even with a guy like Terry McLaurin?
No.
Like, he can't handle the speed. And that's what's scary. Like, if you're drafting a guy at number 10, fuck that. I want him to guard whoever the best receiver is. I don't care if that guy runs 4.3. You should be able to cover him. And with Patrick Surtain, that's not the case. It needs to be a good enough matchup for him. Guy like T. Higgins. A
big receiver or tight end. Like, if he's on, maybe not Kyle Pitts, because Kyle Pitts is a freak. But if he's on
Yo, what's going on, party people, podcast people, YouTube people? You're back watching the Max and Juan cast, and for a very special one, bro, because we're very excited for this. We're going to be doing our last video of the draft prospects, cornerbacks today, Max. By the way, welcome.
Thank you.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. I mean, you don't have to welcome me to my own house, but I'm cool.
We in the dungeon. All right, we back at it. We recording. We grinding, bro. People are probably like, does this dude ever fucking change clothes?
Nah, I mean, doesn't matter. Like, I mean, man, I drink out of a bowl of water, you know?
Because you're an animal? You're an animal?
I'm an animal. But look, I think this is going to be the most arguments in this one. Because I think we got maybe one guy the same. Everyone else is a crapshoot. Because it's a lot of best group I evaluated, I think, other than receiver.
Yeah.
It's not quarterback too. Excuse me. Quarterback, receiver. But on defense, best group on defense. Yeah. Not close. And it's not corners. It's DBs. I'm going to preference it. I didn't put a safety on my list.
I did. We
combined
had
one at 6. But there's a few safeties. We're going to hit on a couple guys that maybe a little overhyped.
So what do you look for when you're watching cornerbacks? What are some of the traits that you value? Some of the things you look for.
Speed. A cornerback has to have some level of speed, especially the elite ones. Now, I know people are going to say Richard Sherman never wasn't that fast. He was in the perfect scheme for him. I think when you think of Richard Sherman in Seattle, even San Francisco, they ran the same scheme. It's the perfect marrying of scheme plus player, similar to Draymond and the Warriors. Draymond's a good player on his own, but when you put him with the best possible scheme, you get a great player. And Sherman's a great player. But I don't think he was ever that man-to-man corner. He wasn't Revis, where it's like, hey, you're on an island all game. Don't worry about it. We don't have to worry about the side of the field. He was really good.
I think what it comes down to, though, what it comes down to me, he's a generational player. Like, he's still great. Like, yeah, he didn't have the speed, and he didn't play man-to-man. But like you said, he was in a great situation.
The perfect situation.
Yeah, perfect situation he could have been in.
I'm not going to say he's generational. I think that scheme was generational, and due to that scheme, he was the poster boy for a Seattle corner.
Yeah.
It was long, lengthy. The deep speed was always a question with Richard Sherman.
He was the prototypical
but for
cover.
That scheme, it was like, I'm going to play zone. I'm going to be able to play two guys, high, low, tackle. He could really tackle, bigger corner, the length.
Ball skills.
Ball skills.
Former receiver.
Exactly. So when I look at corner, I said speed, man-to-man stickiness with all these creative guys. And the Seattle scheme isn't what it was in 2012. We know ways to beat it. We know if we send a receiver to this zone, it's going to flood the zones.
Yeah.
So I look at man-to-man. Because when it's third and short, you can't play zone anymore.
And that's the most valuable. That's what it comes down to. Like you said, man-to-man speed. Those are two rare traits in a cornerback. Because let's be honest, cornerback is the most toughest position to play besides quarterback, in my opinion. It's so hard. Number one, you can't touch these guys. First of all, the game is tailored towards receivers and the offense in general. And to top it all off, not only are you running a route, you're running a route backwards. and you're the one not knowing what you're gonna do.
It's a reactionary position.
It is a reactionary position, so you have to have some sort of quickness, good feet, ball skills, like everything. It's such a great position, but it's so tough, and it's very important because it helps out both ways. Like if you have great corners in the NFL, you got two guys that can lock down. Like you're gonna be a good defense most of the time.
Well, it's funny because 4 years ago the Eagles won the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
they didn't have one good cornerback. They had some serviceable ones, and they were like, "We're gonna build our team from the trenches. We have the best D line in football."
Yeah.
And maybe a year later, the Patriots said, "We don't have that great a D line, but we have the best secondary in football," and they built through the secondary.
Yes.
So you can either get maybe one of these blue chip guys, and I don't think there's a blue chip cornerback. I don't think so. I think there's potentially
they're elite though.
Elite ones, exactly. Blue chip to me is
generational.
Generational, but it's kind of coming out. You have no concerns.
Yeah.
So I'll say Patrick Peterson was a blue chip guy when he came out, but say he was coming off a torn ACL. Well, he's not blue chip anymore. It's a huge question mark. So that's what I'm looking at with this group. It's a lot of elite guys. And you want to go into it right now?
Let's do our list, bro. So like we said, top 5 DBs. These are safeties and corners. Okay.
Yeah, actually, before we do that, give us what you look for in a safety. I did the corners. Give me what you look
safety, for. Safety. Can he cover? Okay. Is he a box safety? Or is he a
center fielder?
Does he have range?
Yeah.
And I say range as far as cover wise and tackle wise. Like what's his sideline to sideline? Yeah. You got to be able to tackle.
A lot of times you're the last guy. It's like if you miss his tackle, it's a house call.
That's why it's called safety. You're the last. You're the safety man. You're the last guy to fucking tackle the dude. You got to save the play. But safeties also, you got to look at their hips. Same thing with corners. I think we're gonna sound like a broken record with these corners because you have to have good hips.
It's like the fluidity. It's like you have to be able to get into your transition. You have to be able to stick your foot in the ground and go at times.
Exactly. Like a good saying. I don't like to steal it, but I really like the way he does it. Shout out to Chris Sims, the Unbuttoned podcast. Greasy hips. That like it really is. Like you gotta have greasy hips. I like to say fluid hips just to be a little bit more,
traditional.
Yeah, that I don't want to sound like I'm stealing from the dude, but definitely have fluid hips. And when I say hips, you gotta be able to turn. You can't be so stiff. You gotta have fluid hips.
I think this one, before we give our list, there's so many honorable mentions on this group.
Yeah. For
both safeties, corners. I'm gonna start the list. Number 1, Caleb Farley, Virginia Tech. 2, Tyson Campbell, Georgia. 3, J.C. Horn, South Carolina. 4, Patrick Surtain II, Alabama. 5, Paulson Adebo.
Oh, okay. You got a Debo on there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we have the number 1 guy right. We agree on that. Let's get into him, bro, because he's exciting.
Well, give me a list. You didn't...
Oh, my bad.
No, it's okay.
Number 1, Caleb Farley. Like I said, same number 1 as you. Number 2, J.C. Horn out of South Carolina. Number 3, Patrick Surtain II out of Bama. Number 4, Madarius Washington, safety out of TCU. Number 5, Tyson Campbell out of Georgia.
Oh, so you got my 2 at 5.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about number 1 because we both got Farley number 1. Let me start that off. He's 6'2", 207. Okay? Great length, obviously. You get anything over 6'1", that's rare in a corner. Okay? That's elite size.
40 time reported 4.28. It's a pro day.
I don't think he plays that though.
I think he's 4.3s. Like high 4.3s.
And that's still great because
it's rare speed at the size. It's Patrick Peterson size and speed.
He's rare everything. It's super rare that this guy comes out. He's great man-to-man. He's the best man-to-man corner in this draft. No questions. No doubt in my mind. He's the best man-to-man cover, in my opinion, since Darrelle Revis.
Wow.
In my opinion.
Do you like him more as off man or bump and run, or it's both?
It's both. It's both, and
he's got physicality out the ass. Like
yeah.
He's gonna say you line him up on John Brown or Cole Beasley, it's like, well,
yeah, his breaking ball speed is phenomenal.
He's got that third gear, fourth gear. It's just like he flicks it on. It's like that, bro. It's just crazy.
Yeah, no, his break on ball speed when he sticks his foot in the ground. There's no wasted steps. He's not shuffling his feet. And he's going to break on the ball, and he's going to break on the ball fast because he's a rare athlete. And it's rare to have it at 6'2".
When I watch the tape, he's left on an island. Virginia Tech's like, hey, you have this side of the field. We're not going to help you. I saw him get beat a couple plays. I'm going to work my way into the cons. But all his cons are technique. And it's raw. And obviously... let's hit these two before we go back to actual field play. Sat out 2020, injuries. He had back surgery twice. He tore his ACL once. I'm not really too worried about the injuries. He just ran like a 4.28 reportedly coming off of back surgery. So it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But sometimes he lets guys get across his face. And it's just...
It's bad hand placement.
He doesn't know how to fucking cover. Like, he doesn't know how to cover people, but he's like, I can just cover them.
It's technique. Yeah. He doesn't know where to really put his hands at times. He gets caught on putting his hand on the wrong shoulder at times. You know what I mean? He doesn't really get leverage.
Yeah.
That's a coaching problem.
And I think that's something that can easily be worked out.
Exactly.
The zone is raw. He doesn't trust where his help is. He has no idea who gets where. And it's not even that bad.
Yeah.
It's a lot of traits. He was good in run support. I forgot to mention that. And ball skills. Oh, my God. It's like a receiver. He played wide receiver. He got to Virginia Tech. They asked him to move to corner.
Mm-hmm. Played quarterback in high school, too.
He played player comp. Patrick Peterson, Jalen Ramsey. It's crazy.
Wow.
This guy is special out the ass.
And he's willing to get his nose dirty. He can tackle.
Yeah.
He's a willing tackler.
Yeah, I just touched on that. You're 100% right. Yeah. I was impressed by it. And it's rare size. It's really rare size. You touched on that. I want to reiterate it. You don't see cornerbacks on the face of the earth like this guy.
Yeah, he's super rare. He's special. He's unique. He's special.
There's a lot of big corners in this draft class, which is because,
with rare speed.
Like we had Vernon Hargraves come out, 5'10" guy. We've had a couple, you typically see corners 5'10", 5'11".
Yeah.
To have, let me look, 1, 2. Every corner I think I have is like 6 feet and above.
Yeah.
And it's like, when have we ever seen that?
It's crazy. These guys are growing.
Growing on trees, I guess.
Man, but one thing I want to say, he's aggressive in a good way. He's not to the point where he's going to get caught on a double move and give up like an 80-yard touchdown.
No, I don't think so.
Like, he plays aggressive to the point where I want to say, like, his instincts are very good. And that's where it comes back to being able to break on the ball at an elite pace. Like, it's special, bro. There's no other way to put it. Like, this guy is a rare athlete, rare size, unique, fluid hips. My comp was Nnamdi Asomugha. That's what, and Nnamdi,
he's faster than Nnamdi.
He's faster. Nnamdi ran a 4.45.
That for his set, what's Nnamdi? 6'2", 6'3"?
Yes.
He was 6'2". I'm getting nightmares thinking about Nnamdi, but I remember the good days.
I'm talking about Oakland Nnamdi.
Yeah, I can't.
Not Philly, not San Francisco.
No, I don't even talk about San Francisco. It's funny. Now, one's one of my closest friends. Joey's one of my closest friends. Nnamdi got the pleasure of playing for all three of our favorite teams, but he was only good for one.
Oh, man.
I think that hits everything off Farley. It's special. If he's healthy,
he's number one. Like, you can pick this guy in the top 5.
I don't think he'll be the number one pick at corner because of the injuries. I think that'll scare teams off.
Yeah.
But to me, if I got a clean bill of health, number one corner, top 5 pick.
Like, watch out, bro. Like, watch out if a team already has a corner and they draft this guy.
So, who's your second corner you got?
My
J.C. Horn?
Yeah, J.C. Horn.
I have him at 4, but let's hit on him because we got so many of the same guys this one. We're just going to hit on each guy.
Yeah. So, J.C. Horn, number 2. 6'1", he ran a 4.37. He's 205 pounds out of South Carolina. This guy, I'm going to do it different. Usually I start off with the pros. I'm going to start with the cons, all right? And I'm going to throw some pros at you to make up for the cons.
Leave me with a good taste.
All right, look.
Okay.
Average hip average hips fluidity.
That's the number one. I said not fluid in transitions at all. Wasted steps.
Yeah. But he makes up for it with his raw speed and raw athleticism. He's an athlete. I heard a crazy stat. Shout out to Brett Coleman, one of the he's a really good YouTuber that does NFL content. He does a lot of film breakdown. He actually brought this stat to a lot of people's attention. Ever since 1987, they've been doing a physical test on corners. Just every physical attribute that you can put in a corner coming out of the draft. J.C. Horn scored a 10 out of 10. That's how
Do we know the other guys, what they scored?
No, I don't know. I don't know the other guys. He didn't put that, but he said that he scored a 10 out of 10. He's the first player to ever do that.
He's got the height. He's got the weight. I'm going to hit this as a con. 4.37, 4.39, that's the times I got. It's not that on film. I think it's more straight line speed than he is like fast. Like he kind of needs to get going.
Yeah.
He is going to be a PI waiting to happen in the NFL. Grabby as hell. And sometimes he's in good position, but he's like, I'm just going to grab you because I'm scared. I'm like, bro, you're good enough position.
That's the elephant in the room with him. Let's just be straight up. He's grabby. Okay?
And the NFL, grabby is not allowed.
It's not. They have the 5-yard holding penalty, but let's be real, Max. Every cornerback gets called that. Even Jalen Ramsey gets called that. I've seen Stephon Gilmore, all the best corners. Every single corner in the NFL gets called.
This guy's consistent, though. It's consistently.
I don't think so. I really don't. I think it's doable. He has to go into the film room, and people have to tell him, no, you cannot do that. You have to learn to get away with it.
He's going to have to play with, like, baseball gloves on or something. Like, he can't grab in practice to get that shit out of him. I'll hit a pro. I think if you match him up against the T. Higgins, a tight end, it's going to be really good.
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to ever put this guy in the slot, I don't think he's twitchy at all. Like, he has good straight line speed, but it's not twitch. It's not like he's not going to stick his foot in the ground and he's going to jump to fourth gear. He needs a little startup time. The length is really good. Good ball skills, too. Not bad at all. I like his straight line speed, but the changing is what we already hit on. So whatever, if I left something out, let me know.
Well, we left out his last name. He does come from NFL bloodline, Joe Horn.
So just like Surtain, so there's two sons of
yeah. So there's
three. Ahsante Samuel.
Oh yeah, Ahsante Samuel. He's not on our list, but we'll talk about him later. But he comes from an NFL bloodline, so that is a pro. Okay, that is a positive about him, that he has that advantage of his dad being an NFL player, so he knows the in and outs of the league. I'm pretty sure.
If he ever scores a pick six, I'm calling it cell phone under
cell phone. I hope he does. I really do.
Yeah, Can Mike should not have been the one to bring that back.
But he's a great press and bail guy, and a lot of people will say, "Oh, Juan Max, you said he's grabby, so obviously he likes to press." He presses, but it's like an off-ball press. He's not in your face right away. He's not gonna touch you right away.
It's like when you kind of come up to him, he's gonna like hit you a little.
He kind of stacks you. He kind of stack techniques in a way. He kind of shadows you in that aspect. But he likes to get your hands on you. He likes to grab your hips. He likes to know where you're going. So that means he's a great man-to-man guy. He's not the best zone, but he can play zone.
I thought he was good in zone, not great.
Yeah.
It's not bad. He's got better feel than Farley for sure in zone. Who's your pro player comparison?
For him, it was Carlton Davis or A.J. Bouye.
I had Marlon Humphrey coming out of college.
I don't think it's Marlon Humphrey.
I'm just saying because Marlon Humphrey, when he came out, similar size, similar weight,
there
was a lot of questions about his straight line speed. And they both ran good 40s, and they were both grabby. I remember, Marlon Humphrey was going to grab. He's not as good in coverage, but I'm saying just for that, that's why I put him as Marlon Humphrey.
I don't think it's that. I just think they play different play styles. Marlon Humphrey
much more physical.
Yeah, Marlon Humphrey gets in your face.
I'm talking about athletic profile and just what I saw. I saw some Marlon Humphrey. It's not as good.
Yeah.
But also coming out, Marlon Humphrey wasn't the number one corner on anyone's board. He was kind of, when he got drafted to Baltimore that high, people thought it was a reach.
Yeah.
And he developed into it. So if this guy could develop into a similar corner, I wouldn't be shocked. To be honest, I'm a little regretting putting him at 3. I think I should have Surtain ahead of him. He's good, though. Like 1 through 5 is good.
Look.
It's really good for all these guys. It's deep and talented.
You can tell you can tell this guy watches a lot of film because his sophomore tape, it was bad. Like, he got killed by Alabama. Let's be straight up. He got burned by Jerry Jeudy. He got burned by Devontae Smith, all the first-round guys. But the next year, like, this dude drastically improved his hand placement, drastically improved the way he plays press bell technique. Like, his technique in general, massively improved. That's why this guy's going to be a first-round pick this year, because of the drastic improvement. And this guy's resume of guarding receivers, it just goes on and on. Like, he's guarded the Devontae Smith, the Jamar Chases, the Jalen Waddles, the Jerry Judys, Vance Jefferson, Terrence Martin. The list goes on. This guy,
Darius Toney.
Look, he's guarded them all, okay? And to be honest, none of those guys outshined him, really. To be honest.
I think you're reaching on that one, bro. I disagree. I mean, he had a good year, but I think there's still... Yeah, there's some boomer bust to him, I would say, more than anyone else in the top 5. For me, excuse me, not for you.
Yeah.
I think anything else for that?
And he can be a little bit better of a tackler.
Yeah, I didn't love what I saw in the run game.
I don't think that's a make it or break it, though. That's just like
Deion Sanders, I forgot how good at tackling.
Exactly. That depends on what team he's going to get drafted by. A lot of these teams require that.
Yeah.
Like, if you're paying for Rod Marinelli, you're going to have to fucking tackle.
And I think that, you know what? I've been seeing all these mock drafts. Patrick Surtain going to Cowboys at 10. Let's hit on him right now. That's a great transition to him. Patrick Surtain, 6'2", 202, 40 time. I saw 4.45. Let's start with the pros. Amazing size. Great frame. He's strong as hell.
Yeah.
He out-physicals a lot of receivers.
Physical hands.
Good instincts in zone. Really good. Like, he understands. I've seen countless plays where he communicates. He's like, hey, this guy breaks in. I'm going to go outside. Great job. And a lot of that's Alabama. There's no doubt. NFL bloodlines. He's more seasoned than the average guy coming out. I have just like Jace Horn. If he's guarding tight ends or huge wide receivers, he's going to be really fucking good.
Yeah.
If you he's not going inside ever. He's not twitchy. But I really think he'll be good. He's an outside corner is what I put in my notes.
Well, I'll hit some of the cons. You said you had a 4 what?
4.46.
I had a 4.42, a little bit faster. He does not show that on film. He's not a 4.42 guy.
It looks like 4.5.
Yeah, that's the big question about him. He's solid. Like you said, like, he's long, he's rangy, he has great technique. He's knows his role in coverage, great hips, very, very. He's probably the best technique-wise corner in this draft. The big question is the speed. How is he going to guard a guy like Henry Ruggs, Jalen Waddle, Odell Beckham, and not Antonio Brown, but any guy with speed?
But, you know, Alabama didn't trust him at an island that much.
No,
that's
they
something that stood out to me. It was they like shaded a safety over there. They said, hey, just play the flats. Overall, there were some penalties too I didn't love, and I put there's no versatility. Like, I think with Caleb Farley, you put him anywhere, he'll shut him down.
Yeah.
This guy can't play slot. He's not twitchy.
Yeah.
And I saw times where he can be a little rigid in coverage. He's not tight because I think his transitions are good. Mm-hmm. He's been well coached. But sometimes I just didn't like the agility would be the best way to put it.
Yeah, the tape.
I mean, we're sounding really negative, but there's a lot to like.
No, there's a lot. He's very solid. He's good. Like we said, he's one of the best technique guys to us.
Well, we didn't touch about what do you think of man-to-man?
He was good enough. He was solid. He was solid in zone. He was solid in man. Great hips. All of that. Every trait that you want in a corner except speed.
And speed, I think, is important for corners.
We went over it. That's the first thing you look for in a corner. What makes these guys all rare? That they're long or that they're big and they can run. That's the one thing. That's the one guy on our list that's probably the slowest guy that doesn't have the rare speed.
I think he's the slowest in my top 5, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yes.
And I just want to say, it's not like they have to be the fastest at their position. It's not like, for instance, there's a guy in Madden, Marcus Van Dyke, fastest corner in Madden for like 6 years, but sucked.
Yeah.
I don't think you have to run, every corner has to run 4.2 or 4.3. But there's a range where I say, if you're an elite corner, you run 4.3 to 4.45 maybe. and this is a pro day, I don't think it's that real. Or you look at the tape and you see the speed.
Yeah.
There's a threshold of speed.
In Alabama, you can tell the way that they play him.
Yeah,
they
exactly
don't trust
what
his speed.
Who was your pro player comp?
Mine was Jimmy Smith.
Serious?
Yeah.
I put better Jimmy Smith or a little bit better Trayvon Diggs. But I like Trayvon Diggs' speed
I think
more.
he's way better than Trayvon Diggs.
I like Trayvon Diggs, man. I know he struggled with that shitty defense he was in, but I like Trayvon Diggs.
For me, Patrick Surtain, we're talking bad about him, but he's solid.
He's good.
I don't see him like drafting a guy like him
at 10. I think that's crazy.
I think it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. You don't draft a guy like that at 10.
Where'd you have him on your list?
I had him at 3.
I had him at 4. So again, we hit the negatives. I think there's just question marks. It's not necessarily negatives. It's good man, good zone, good tackler. We didn't even touch on that.
Yeah.
Good technique. Best technique in my top 5, your top 5. But there's a lack of physical traits. The strength is good, but the agility, speed, recovery speed. If he gets beat, I don't think he's going to catch up to the guy. And that's part of being a corner. We could pull up hundreds of clips of Patrick Peterson being burnt off the line, but it's like, hey, I got that extra gear.
Everybody, I'm going to say this, and a lot of people are going to say, like, come on, like, every corner gets burnt. That is very true. Stephon Gilmore has been burnt. Best corner in the league. Jalen Ramsey's been burnt. It's going to happen as a corner. It's going to happen.
But there's corners who get consistently burnt.
That, and there's just some corners you cannot put on guys. Like, is this guy going to be able to match up even with a guy like Terry McLaurin?
No.
He can't handle the speed. And that's what's scary. Like, if you're drafting a guy at number 10, fuck that. I want him to guard whoever the best receiver is. I don't care if that guy runs 4.3. You should be able to cover him. And with Patrick Surtain, that's not the case. It needs to be a good enough matchup for him. Guy like T. Higgins. A
big receiver or tight end. Like, if he's on, maybe not Kyle Pitts, because Kyle Pitts is a freak. But if he's on Kelsey, I'm not really that worried about him.
Yeah.
I know it's like a rookie, but I'm saying like that similar physical profile. If it's like a T. Higgins, like you just said, or
I think a perfect guy like
Michael Thomas, I'd be like, oh, he's got him. He's fine.
Michael Crabtree, like a guy like that back in his heyday. Guy that can't run that fast, but you know what? He's gonna use his technique. He's not gonna get burned on a double move. He's gonna be very technically sound. But just straight line speed, like, it's scary. Like, Odell Beckham can run right past him.
Oh, yeah. I think that hits every... I hate the fact we sound like we hate the guy, but he's my 4th corner out of, like, 10 really good corners.
Exactly. But let's move on to 4. Or no, did you give your 3?
No, J.C. Horn was my 3.
Okay.
Surtain was my 4. We haven't hit on my 2, which is Tyson Campbell.
Okay.
So we can hit on him, or I can hit on Adebo, or you can hit on Washington. Wherever you want to go.
Let's go with Tyson Campbell, because I have him at 5. Let's find out why you have him at 2.
6'2", man, big ass corners, bro. It's crazy. 185, 439. This is why I had him. When you watched Georgia play last year, they left him on an island, and that says a lot to me. He covered a Devontae Smith really good. I know he got burnt by Waddle and he tripped on each other's feet. I'm not worried about some shit like that. It's amazing length. It's really good athlete. I'd say great athlete. Not special.
Yeah.
Caleb Farley special. This guy's really good. Good in transitions. It's fluid hips. The fluidity is there. Sticky and man-to-man. I think I touched on that. And there's a good secondary burst, that recovery burst, where it's like, oh shit, he got a step. I'll hit that gear. Yeah. The things that scare me though, the cons are okay ball skills, not a lot of production there, but I don't give it. Like, Jalen Ramsey didn't have a pick in college, so what am I worried about? He's 6'2", but he's like slender. He's 185. He's not imposing, and he's grabby. Very, very grabby.
Yeah. No, that's, you hit right
on. Not
it.
as grabby as Horn, I want to point out, because there's a difference to me. And I trust his speed more than I trust Horn's and Surtain's.
Better than Horn's?
Yeah, I think it's better than Horn's, yeah. On the film. I don't care about the 40 as much this year.
I think with him, though, with Tyson Campbell, he has great ball breaking speed. Like, he can break on the ball very well. Like, he doesn't have that many... he doesn't waste steps. Like, he doesn't shuffle his feet. No wasted steps with him.
Can I mention one more thing? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Love the agility from this. For a 6'2" corner, the agility's there.
Yes. Yeah. I'm on the same boat though. Like he can't track the ball in the air all that well. Needs to work on ball skills.
He gets lost. He's like, I have no idea where the ball is. And that's a little concerning. I think that's partially why he gets grabby. Because he's got no clue where the ball is.
Yeah, well, part of it, his hand placement's not good.
Yeah.
He needs to learn hand placement, just like J.C. Horn.
Technique's a little raw.
Yeah.
If you could put Surtain's technique with this guy, it's really good, special.
Yeah. He played in the SEC. So he's played against...
First-round receivers all over the place.
Yeah, against great competition. He had a great game against Devontae Smith. That's what really put this guy on the map. His tape against Devontae Smith was very good.
I watched the whole game. I was blown away. And this is... I mean, he got some catches. They manufactured some catches. But overall, I was like, you can't do much. And it was Island. It was an Island.
So you see this guy as basically like a high ceiling because you have him at 2.
Yeah.
So
I have his player comp, Darius Slay. Just not his
Slay.
physical.
Big play Slay?
Big play. Not Eagle Slay. Because, Eagles, when they get a good corner, they ruin them.
Tyson Campbell, man. Campbell soup.
So who's your comp for him?
My comp is Trayvon Mullen.
I was like this close. I was like better Trayvon Mullen.
Yeah, he's definitely better than Trayvon Mullen coming out. To me, I like the other guys a lot better. He's still good. Like, number 5 at me is not a shot at him.
No, same thing with Surtain at 4. It's not a shot. But I'm saying, what was the deciding factor with him? Is the lack of physicality in the frame?
It's the frame, and I don't think his speed.
You don't trust his speed.
I don't trust it.
Okay.
I trust it in space. Like, I trust the quickness. Like I said,
so
like
is he quicker than Fastia?
Yes.
Okay, I disagree. But yeah,
because he has great feet though.
He does. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the feet a lot.
But like keeping up with a receiver down the field and then to combine the bad ball skills, like to me, that's a recipe for disaster at times.
I think that can be coached out, and that's what that's what
most
I'm
definitely
on.
I think so too. I really do. I think so too. That's why I have him at 5. And like I said, our number 5s and 4s, like that's not a shot. Like we still think I still think Tyson Campbell's a first round pick.
Oh yeah, I think all these guys I'm going to talk about are maybe besides the Debo or first round picks.
Yes. Yeah. So that's not a shot, man. I completely understand if you have a guy like Tyson Campbell at 2. But I have him at 5. I'm going to go into my number 4 because this is the first safety. This is the first safety we have, okay? Madarius Washington, 5'8", 179 pounds. He ran a 4.61. That's what I found at least. I don't know if anyone found a faster time, but his pros, first of all, rangy as hell. This guy has range, and that's what I look for in these safeties. Prototypical quarter safety, can play zone. Like he's gonna play that quarters coverage to a T. That's what he's great at.
I think he's getting knocked way too much for his size.
Yeah,
it's what 5'8", like
he's 5'8",
180.
Yeah, basically.
I looked at him and I was like, this is Lamarcus Joyner, and
that's my comp.
Good Lamarcus Joyner. Not is really your comp.
I put Lamarcus Joyner as far as because he can cover. Cause
he's like a slot corner at times.
Yeah, he can play slot corner. Like he can cover guys. I even heard somebody say that he reminds him of Honey Badger. I think it was Chris Sims that said he's kind of Honey Badger. That's a little risky. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't go that far. But I would say he's kind of a combination of Bob Sanders too.
Wow.
I really like.
I don't see the physicality.
I see it. He's not bulked up, of course, like an Antoine Winfield or Bob Sanders, like just yoked.
I think he's better in coverage than Bob, but I think Bob had the rare ability to be like an in-box safety for someone of his stature, where it was like, I'm a crazy person.
But this guy's crazy though. This guy don't care.
Do you think this guy has a rocket up his ass?
Yes.
Even though they ran the 4.6?
Yes. Like he's rangy.
I think he's quicker than he is fast.
Yes, he's quick. Like he's great in space. He's versatile. Like we said, he can play slot corner because he has quick feet. Like, he can guard all of those fucking, like, Hunter Renfrow, Wes Welker, and the slot type of guys. I really do feel that way. Fluid hips, like a cornerback. Like, it's rare. He has fluid hips. Outstanding quickness, like I said. Hell of an open field tackler. In the open field, he's going to get you. He's not going to be easily juked out.
Why do you think he's so low, then, on people's draft boards?
I have no idea. Because I'm going to bring this up. Moheg.
Morig or something. Trayvon Morig 6'2", 208. I just pulled up his page because I knew you were going to go there.
Yes. So he's, for the audience, he's the other safety at TCU.
He's been mocked first round this whole time.
He's been known to be the consensus first round or first safety, like best safety in the class. I completely disagree. I think watching film on him, you notice Madarius Washington way more than him. I don't know what people see in him.
I didn't see it in Morig either. I thought it was good, not great. I don't see first round. I see good second or third round pick.
Yeah.
But I liked Washington more. I had Washington above him.
Yeah.
And to me, it's about this guy can't tackle for shit. Morig, he's 6'2", and it's not great speed. So if you don't have great speed at safety and you can't cover really, and you can't, the coverage is good. I'll say that he can cover a little bit.
Yeah.
But when don't have great speed, you can't tackle. What are you? And you're in like the shittiest conference. Like,
Exactly.
There's no what are you doing, bro?
Yeah. And with going back on Madarius Washington, this is one of the best reasons why I like him too. Great instincts, like no hesitation in his game. There's no doubt in his mind when he makes a decision to go downhill and tackle someone. Like he's confident in his play. No hesitation at all. If he knows it's a play action, like he knows it's a pass, he's gonna draw back. He knows it's a run, he's gonna come downhill, he's gonna hit your ass.
His IQ was pretty good on my board.
Yes.
I liked it a lot. He was the only safety I considered. I have him at the number one safety. I thought the safeties overall were in a good group.
Yeah.
And I think Morig's getting way too much hype. I think this guy's going to be a really good pick.
I think he's going to be... That's why I have him at 4 above Tyson Campbell. I just think you can do so much with this guy.
He's a Swiss Army knife on the back.
You can play corner, and at worst, he can be like a Quandre Diggs. Like, that's the worst. I feel like this guy's going to be. And Quandre Diggs is a very serviceable player in the NFL. And the one con I had for him, his height.
Size, yeah.
It's size. That's it. That's
5'8", 180 is not a great.
It's 5'8". Like the guys that come to mind, we already touched Lamarcus Joyner. He's about 5'9".
He doesn't. I don't think he had the physicality of Lamarcus.
Yeah, Lamarcus Joyner is a little bit bigger hitter.
Yeah.
We went over Bob Sanders. He was a short guy. Antoine Winfield.
I think he's better in coverage though than those three guys.
Yes,
I think he's better than Winfield in coverage. Yeah.
The one thing with him though is the frame though. His 5'8", he's not like Antoine Winfield is yoked. Bob Sanders was yoked. He's a little bit more of the frame of Lamarcus.
He's like lean. He's just like I'm a little like I'm skinny. You know,
yeah.
like skinny.
But he's great instincts, man. He's a great football player. And whoever drafts this guy is going to get an absolute great player, man. He's my 4 best DB in the class.
That's ballsy, but I like it. I like it. I like that you're giving him kudos because I haven't seen anyone giving him kudos. I just seen so many knocks about him. I'm going to go with my number 5 now. It's another corner. I thought the corners outweighed the safeties, and I think corner's a more important position right now than safety. Paulson Adebo, Stanford, 6'1", 190. He ran a 4.4, 240. My pros are great size. Physicality like a linebacker. The lane's okay. He has good ball skills. I wasn't like blown away. It's not Caleb Farley. He has really good straight line speed, I thought. But the thing that scares me is when he sat out 2020. So I'd have no 2020 tape. There's not a lot of twitch, and I worry about the transitions with him. He seemed to be stiff at times, and over-aggressiveness, he got beat on double moves.
That's me. That's where it does it for me.
And it's like, maybe you could have cleaned that up this year, but you didn't play. So I'm kind of like...
You know who's like that? Damon Arnett. I watch him week to week. I really do think Damon Arnett's a really good player, but he's way too aggressive.
I think he's slow too, and it's not a good...
Who, Damon Arnett?
I don't think he's fast. I think he's quick.
He's not a Debo fast, but he has speed to play corner. I disagree with that. He has the speed to play corner. For me, he's just way too aggressive. He loves to break on the ball. And that's why Adebo gets compared to him, because Adebo is so great on breaking on the ball.
Yeah, he sticks his foot in the ground and gone.
He loves it. He wants that pick 6 so bad.
But sometimes I thought he was like playing too far off on guys. I'm like, you have good physicality, get up in the guys.
Yeah.
And I kind of question the speed a little bit. I won't lie. I think it's good straight line. It's not good moving, fluidity.
Yeah.
My pro player comp, Rocky Sin. It's just physicality, questionable deep speed. He's better in zone than he is man, in my opinion.
Yeah, he needs to work on his technique, though.
Yeah, definitely. And I wish he would have played this year. I would have loved to see the evaluation of him. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But one funny thing I put on for my notes for him, got caught taking the cheese too much. That's what I put.
Take that underneath cheese we always talk about.
Exactly. But that's it, bro. That's our list. Let's just go over it real quick. Let's show the audience again who our list was. So number 1, we both had Caleb Farley. Number 2 for me, I had J.C. Horn. Number 3, Patrick Surtain. Number 4, Darius Washington, the safety out of TCU at number 4. And number 5, Tyson Campbell. What was your list?
1, Caleb Farley. 2, Tyson Campbell. 3, J.C. Horn. 4, Patrick Surtain. And 5, rounding it out, was Paulson Adebo from Stanford.
So Paulson Adebo, that's going to round it out. So that's our list. So let's go to honorable mentions, okay? Because I do think there's one guy that's off our list that a lot of people have a lot of buzz. One, because of his bloodline. He's Ahsante Samuel's kid. His name is Ahsante Samuel Jr.
I would have never figured that shit out. It's like LeBron saying, I don't know. I didn't want my kid to have my name. It's like, bro, it's Bronny.
Yeah.
Who is this kid? I thought you were going to bring up your boy Melifanu 2.0.
I did watch film on him. I like it.
Where you're like, I already been through this once. I can't do it.
It's scary.
Let's talk about Ahsante. I have one honorable mention too. Ahsante Samuel Jr. Small frame. One big thing, I'm sure you have it too. You can't trust this guy's speed. It's bad. He plays 10 yards off the ball, and he can't play man because he's so afraid to get
one trick pony. That's what I had.
I think he's going to be great in the slot.
Yeah.
That's all.
Zone.
Slot corner all the way.
Yeah.
His dad could play outside. He can't play outside.
He's not his dad.
No, he's not. There's a lot to like about this guy. Like, I think he's the best slot corner in the draft. Strictly slot. Like, Caleb Farley is the best outside in my opinion. Plus, he can actually go inside. He's quicker than he's fast. Ahsante Samuel Jr. is quick as hell. Good fluidity, really seasoned in zone, but there's just a lack of top-end speed that's scary. Because if you put Tyreek Hill in there, you're like, oh, shit. This guy's done. He can't run.
Yeah. Lacks athleticism, one-trick pony, only zone. That's what I seen. Basically all the same things that you saw. I agree with everything you said, man. Maybe he can improve on that, but he can't improve on the speed.
No, you can't. I mean, maybe get a little faster. And I think if he goes to the right team, like a Patriots get him, and I know we said Patriots twice, but I just think it's all about scheme with him. Like, he reminded me of Brandon Boykin. It's like you can only play inside and you're not like a burner.
Yeah.
The only guy I had honorable mention was Aaron Robinson from UCF. I put speed out the ass. He can really recover. It's a little raw, though. That was
raw.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to hit on?
No, that was basically all the honorable mentions.
Oh, I had one guy written down. It wasn't even an honorable mention. It was Sean Wade. He was supposed to be a first round pick like a year ago, and this year just like tanked his stock. Did you get to watch him at all?
I did not actually.
It was Ohio State, but it just wasn't good.
No,
it wasn't good, man. It's like lack of top end speed, lack of quickness, twitchiness.
Yeah,
but
man, well, that does it, man. Cornerbacks are done. All the draft prospects are officially done.
I'm tired, man. It's been a long lot of film, bro. I'm tired of watching film, bro.
Oh, man. Imagine how Gruden feels.
Who's the Gruden grinder of the draft right now?
Gruden grinder? Oh, it has to be McDuffie, bro. McDuffie is a Gruden grinder, the linebacker out of Boston College. That's my Gruden grinder. I should have put that in my notes, honestly.
I didn't think about it.
But yeah, McDuffie's my Gruden grinder. But there it goes, DBs. Oh man, this was fun, bro. I really love the DBs. They have great potential. All 5 of our guys on our list, we all think that are first round guys. Caleb Farley has the potential to be a very elite corner. Very good.
I think it's 5 good corners.
Yeah.
Like I say, Farley's great. Everyone else is really good.
Yes.
There's Pro Bowler. There's probably going to be like 4 Pro Bowl corners from this.
Yeah. Well, we thank you guys for watching, man. If you guys are on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Comment down below, who do you think should be the best corner? Maybe you guys completely disagree. You guys think Caleb Farley's trash. Or you guys think Patrick Surtain is the best corner in the draft.
You can see by the pain on my face. Don't go there, bro.
But yeah, man, we appreciate you guys dropping by. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. That is at Max_JuanCast. On Spotify, make sure to follow us. Apple Podcasts, give us a 5-star rating. Write us a review. Tell us how great we are. Make sure to tune in after the draft. If you guys love this draft coverage. After, we're going to be having live reactions on StreamYard. We're going to be streaming it from StreamYard, and it's going to be going off to YouTube and Twitter. We're going to be live. I repeat, live.
Pressure forms diamonds, and I can't believe I forgot to do this last video. You got to smash the like button and the follow button the same way Caleb Farley's going to probably smash teams' draft boards because he has the best coverage ability in the draft, except for the injuries, bro. Why'd you have to get injured and ruin it?
This is the injuries, man. Well, make sure to stop by, man. If you guys want to be a guest, you guys can go on your phone. I can send you guys the link, and we'll get you on the show, man. Live reactions about whatever team that you want to talk about. Maybe it's a player.
Maybe it's a trade.
Maybe it's a trade.
Or maybe it's a pick that didn't. Maybe Justin Fields experiences the Geno Smith first-round fall. I doubt it.
Whatever
maybe
it is.
It's Mac Jones. Whatever it is. I don't know how long we're going to be streaming. But we're in it for the long run on that day.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, man. Make sure to turn on post notifications, dude. Turn on that bell so you get a notification on when we go live. Or you can go on Instagram. We'll tell you guys when you go live. Either way, man, we appreciate the support. We're grateful for you guys. We love doing this. We thank you guys for dropping by and watching this series. We hope you guys enjoyed it. But anything else, Max?
One hit it off. Beautifully said. We're done, man. Thank you guys for watching. We're out.
We out, bro. Peace.